Hey guys, welcome to the Potter's Peak YouTube channel. I am going to show you guys how to load the big boy. I don't really know what else to call this guy. He is insanely huge. So we are going to be loading the giant kiln today. And we're just doing a bisque load. So I just want to show you guys step by step how we load it and how we get it done. Because honestly, this is going to be a very fast video. But if you just got this kiln, we couldn't find one video on how to do it, and it was kind of a struggle for us. So I want to be able to show you guys how we load it at the Potter's Peak here. So first, we are putting down our first layer. We do 2 of the longer pieces on the sides, and then 2 of the little square ones in the middle. And you really want to make sure that when you're doing these, you are only putting 3 of your furniture, 3 pieces of furniture per one shelf. So if you have 4, it will cause your shelf to crack. So you really want to make sure that you only have 3 pieces of furniture for every shelf. I hope that makes sense. If you own this kiln or if you own a kiln, that should make sense because you should know at least a little bit of the pottery knowledge for that. I hope, and if not, please DM me and ask, because I don't want you guys to ruin your shelves because they're so expensive. So I had to move the shelves around and the camera around a little bit just because when we were trying to film this, it is still a very, very small space and I don't have a lot of room in here. So that's why I have not done a video on this very often, because it's actually kind of hard to film. But I really wanted to show you guys how to do this because when we were starting, I searched, and the only person that even came close to showing how to load this size of a kiln was Martha Grover. And God bless her, because we watched her videos a million times just trying to see how she loaded this kiln, because this kiln is huge. And she doesn't even have the exact same one, but it's close. So now we're going to layer that second brick down. And when you're doing this, if you have not loaded a kiln before, it is insanely important to make sure the bricks are stacked on top of the brick under the shelf. So if the shelf wasn't there, the bricks would be touching. I hope that makes sense. We want to make sure that we're stacking it properly, because if we don't stack the bricks on top of the other bricks, then it's really pointless for the bricks to even be there, and the shelves will just collapse. So that's really the concept of putting these little furniture, the little pieces that I'm putting down, they're called furniture. So I keep calling them bricks for that analogy, but really they're called furniture. So we want to make sure that the furniture is lined up properly, or else, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the videos where they open up their kiln and everything is on the floor, and it's usually because the kiln was stacked, it was loaded wrong. So we don't want that. And that's why loading is such a big job, is because we could go through and eliminate like hundreds of people's work, especially with a kiln size this big. It is so insanely important to make sure you do it right, because it can be weeks of people's work, and that would be so sad. So we don't want that to happen. So as I'm loading today, I'm going to be showing you guys a few different things, mostly towards the end, because all of the stuff that I put in at the very beginning, I do check every single thing, and I'm going to teach you guys how to check pots to know if they are ready to go into the kiln or if they are not ready to go into the kiln. But I didn't have any at the very beginning of this loading video, so we're going to do a very fast video on just sped up here, because you guys don't need to see me put every single pot in. This took me, if I didn't speed this up, this video would have been about an hour and a half. So I didn't want to torture you guys like that, and we're going to speed it up. So we are going and making sure that the biggest rule, we are not going to make any of those pots that we put in, they have to be shorter than the furniture. So I check, just if I'm even like thinking twice about it, I'll grab a piece, because as soon as I put that shelf down, it will crush all of those pieces. Loading a kiln is definitely not for the faint of heart. You have to really trust what you're doing, and you have to be knowledgeable, or else you end up ruining so many pieces. So we definitely, we've only let one person other than me and Lena load the studio kiln, just because we're a little nervous about it, but she's doing great, and we are teaching her as we go, and hopefully she doesn't have too hard of a time with it, because it's a difficult thing. I have a hard time with it. So now we're gonna do the next layer of shelves and the next layer of the furniture, and they are still lined up in the exact same places and making sure they are right above the previous ones. You can even take your hand and just check. So I sometimes will take my fingertips at the very back and just, if I feel it, make sure, because sometimes you can't see it, just check, make sure that it's there. And then we're gonna do just a really little shelf, because I had a lot of flat pieces, and flat pieces are the bane, because we have so many students that do a lot of different things at our school. It's not easy to load a kiln sometimes. So if you have ever been to a studio and you have all master potters, they throw based off of what's going to fit in the pot, or what's going to fit in the kiln. So it makes loading a lot easier. You can fit hundreds of pieces, and it all goes very, very nice together. When you are loading a student studio, we are a community studio, so a lot of our people are students, or we have studio members, but there's nothing that's going to go into this kiln that is not a bunch of people's work that are from straight beginners, never thrown before, to people who have thrown for a long time. So it doesn't layer as nice in the kiln, but you make it work, and you have to figure it out and just find a way to do it. And sometimes the shelves just are a little bit funky, but we make it happen. So let's load this one, and there are a few pieces here that I'm going to be going over to show you guys, so stay tuned. Also, can we just talk about how cute this is? And she even hollowed out the head. We are friends. So this is how we do a check. We're gonna I like to touch it to my forearm. If I even think that it might be a little bit wet, I'm gonna touch it to my forearm, because if it's cold on your forearm, that means it's still slightly wet and it's not getting in the kiln. So I do not allow anything that I even second guess, because it's not worth it. And I just wanted to show this off, because this is one of our studio members, and she's doing so good. So how stinking beautiful is that? Good job, Deb. Absolutely love it. So now we're gonna finish this up, and I have two here that I'm gonna show you as well. Starts getting a little bit trickier towards the end. So if you guys can see the difference in the color, one is darker, that means it's wetter. The other one is that lighter color, it means it's more dry. So that dark one, it's not getting in. There's no way, it needs to wait at least another week. We're in Arizona, and it's summertime, so sometimes it's only a few days, but it's at least 3 days at the lowest. And usually it's about a week, especially when they're that wet color. All right, so we are on the very last part of the shelf, and we didn't have a lot. We had a lot, obviously, to fill, but not for an entire kiln load. So as I'm doing this last little piece, one of our pieces broke. I like to remove this guy as well, because once you get to the top, you're not leaning on it anymore, and it's just more in the way. So I'm gonna put that last shelf in, but as you guys notice, that little middle area I filled it with tall things. We had one of our shelves break literally less than a week before we bought this, and these shelves are heavier than life themselves. I swear, I go to the gym, and these are like 15 pounds. I don't even know, like 15 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have to hold it at this weird angle, I feel like these shelves are so heavy. So they're the bane of my existence, because lifting them and putting them in like this is hard. It is not easy. So we're gonna fill the rest of this kiln load. It's gonna be a sad little top, because we just didn't have enough to really fill the rest. I got everything in that we possibly could get in that wasn't wet or too big. I have a bunch of balloons that we'll get into the next firing, but they're too big for most of them. So yeah, that is our big guy, and let's program it for a bisque load. So this part is actually kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie to you. Closing the lid. We didn't purchase a lid lifter with this kiln. I didn't even think about it when we went to buy it because this kiln honestly was so expensive that all of the little additives were not on our list. We are a very brand new studio and we didn't get a lid lifter. So the lid is insanely heavy, like insanely heavy. And you have to slowly put this down or else it ruins the bricks because this brick is soft brick. So let's load it. So I would recommend if you guys do get this one, just go really slow when you're closing it. So we're gonna do a preheat for 4 hours and then you hit enter. We're gonna do a cone 04, hit enter. Speed is always medium, hold is 0, and then it says idle and then we hit start. Once we hear this beep, it's more like a click, but I don't know if you guys heard it, but then we're gonna hit review. We're gonna look at this top and make sure we didn't mess up. We wanna make sure our preheat is 4 hours. We have a 0 hold, our alarm 999. We're going to an 04. That is how we get everything set up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this loading video. And if you guys do get a kiln this big, congratulations, because this was a big achievement for us. We do have the vent hooked up to the wall right here. So that's what I'm doing now is I'm turning the vent on. We always want to vent our kilns. And that is it. So I hope you guys learned something. And if you guys want to learn how to make this, I will put the link at the end of this video because why not? It's kind of fun. And honestly, it works amazing for us. And we load every 3 days. So we need it so we don't ruin our kilns. So bye you guys. Have a good day.